So in today's video, we are going to be previewing Colchester United versus Bradford City. Then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 4 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on it. If you could try and hit 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions as well as your starting 11 for this game down in the comment section down below. Let's waste no further time and get straight on with today's video. So starting out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table, my team Bradford City currently sit 11th after 3 games. We've got 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat, 4 goals scored, 3 goals conceded, leaving us on a positive 1 goal difference and 4 points. Our last 3 matches then have been a win, a loss and a draw. In terms of our last couple of matches then, we had a 2-0 home win against Newport County, Newport going down to 10 men in that game. Before that we had a 2-1 home win against Hull City in the first round of the Carabao Cup. Then we had a 3-2 defeat away to Barrow, and we started out the season with a 0-0 draw at home to Doncaster Rovers, both team getting a red card in that match. Obviously our red card was Kean Harrett. This is his first game back after suspension. He has now served his 3-game ban. But if we compare Colchester United's league table standings, they currently sit 20th in the table. After 3 games they've got 0 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats, 3 goals scored, 5 goals conceded, leaving them on a -2 goal difference and 1 point. Their last couple of matches then have been a loss, a draw and a loss. Colchester's last couple of matches then being a 1-0 defeat away to Stockport County, a 1-0 win away to Ipswich Town in the first round of the Carabao Cup. That's a very impressive result there. They also had a 1-1 draw at home to Carlisle United. Then on the opening day they had a 3-2 defeat away to Northampton Town. I personally think we should be winning this game. For the next 2 games against 20th place Colchester and 23rd place Hartlepool, I think we've got to be aiming for 6 points. Anything less than 4 points would be an absolute travesty, but I think we've got to be aiming for 6 points in my opinion. Now we're going to speak about the team that I would go with though if I was Marky. So I would line up then in a 4-2-3-1 formation. We played it for the past couple of games. I know we didn't play it on the opening day against Doncaster, but ever since then I believe we have played some variation of a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, that sort of stuff. In goal I'd go with Harry Lewis. Didn't really have too much to do against Newport. Came for a couple of crosses and there were a few routine saves straight at him, but he didn't really have too much to do. His distribution against Newport was very good though, so I'll stick with him in goal. Right back I'll go with Brad Halliday. Again, I thought he was very impressive against Newport. He's been one of our standout performers so far this season. Got an assist as well for the first goal, so he's up to 2, maybe 3 assists now for the season. He's finally a right back that seems to be a very complete right back. Can do it defensively and can do it going forward. Always gives you 110%. Quite quick as well for a right back, so I'd go with him there. 2 centre backs. Firstly, I'd go with Matty Platt. I mean, you can't really change too much of a defence that kept a clean sheet, but I thought again he was superb against Newport. Won a lot in the air, dealt with the threat of Omar Bogle very well. And partnering him, I'd go with Romney Critchlow. Again, another outstanding performance from him against Newport. Once again, didn't have all too much to do, but when he did have to do something, he dealt with it very well. Was good at stopping crosses and all that sort of stuff. Left back, I've gone with Matty Folds. I personally think he will go with Liam Ridehalgh again, but he is over 30 now, he's Ryder, so maybe you change it up, just freshen things up because of his age. It's a long old season and all that sort of stuff. I haven't been impressed with Ridehalgh so far this season, and last season I thought he was one of our most overhated, underrated players. I was a big fan of Liam Ridehalgh last season. This season he just doesn't seem to be as good going forward. I don't know if we've changed the formation slightly or changed the way that he's playing, because he doesn't seem to get forward as much, which is something that I think he's better than Matty Folds at. He's putting crosses into the box. We seem to be having more of him as the sitting fullback and Brad Halliday being allowed to bomb on, because obviously you can't have everybody bombing on because you're going to get done on the counter far too easily. So for me personally, I go with Matty Folds, but if he wants to go Liam Ridehalgh, don't think it'd be the end of the world, and yeah, that's just my opinion. The 2 holding midfielders, firstly Richie Smallwood. I thought it was his best performance so far in a Bradford City shirt against Newport County. Completely controlled the game and showed his class for that first goal. I think it was about 25 yards out on the left foot. He absolutely wallops in. It's straight into the top corner. It's an absolutely fantastic goal. And partnering him, I've gone with Ryan East. Now, I could definitely see him going with Alex Gilliard. I thought he had a decent game against Newport County. I think he does a lot of running, Alex Gilliard, and sometimes doesn't get as appreciated of what I think he does deserve. But again, with his injury and just coming back. I know he is naturally a very fit player and he does keep himself in good condition, but when you've got good options on the bench and you have the ability to rotate, when you've just played on Saturday, you've put in an absolute shift, maybe you freshen things up. If he was to go Gilead, I don't think it would be the end of the world, but it's just my team and that is my opinion. I think we should maybe freshen things up, and Ryan Eastley's not exactly a bad option whatsoever. On the right hand side, I've gone with Jake Young. I think he has to start. I think he was harshly dropped against Newport County, and when he came on off the bench again, looked to be direct, take players on, get balls into the box. I don't usually plays on the left hand side, but with who you see I've gone with on the left hand side, the left winger cannot play on the right hand side, so maybe you go with Scott Banks. I personally haven't got Scott Banks in my starting 11. I don't think he's been great in either game against Hull or Newport County. I don't think he's been poor whatsoever. I just think up to the standard of everybody else. Then maybe you look to freshen things up again with us just playing. I think he played the whole 90 minutes against Hull City, and then he also made 70 minutes against Newport, so maybe you freshen things up from that point of view. If Banks was to start, I don't think it would be the end of the world, but I think it would be very harsh again on Jake Young if he wasn't to start this game. In that number 10 position, I've gone with Harry Chapman. Now, in terms of his dribbling and his running, all that sort of stuff, I think he was fantastic against Newport. Sometimes he did lack that final killer pass, obviously. Scored a fantastic goal as well. Took on about 3 or 4 players and then slotted it in the bottom corner. The shot had too much power for the keeper to deal with, really. I thought he was fantastic from that point of view with his dribbling, his running, all that sort of stuff. He put in the hard yards. I know I slightly questioned his attitude against Barrow, but in the past 2 games, I think it has been absolutely fantastic, so I'll go with him in that number 10 position. Just sometimes need to get that right final pass, get it correct, and sometimes he either overhits it or underhits it or plays it behind the player. So apart from his passing, I think his performance against Newport was absolutely fantastic. So if he can improve on his passing for this game against Colchester, then I think we could see the best of Harry Chapman. On the left hand side, I've gone with Lee Angle. I thought he was fairly decent against Newport, thought it was his best performance of the season, had a couple of chances as well, or I'd call them half chances, to be honest with you. I like to see Angle start, gives you a bit of height, gives you a bit of physicality and offers you something different. If it's not working, after an hour, you maybe put Jake Young on the left-hand side, bring Scott Banks on, but I do kind of expect Scott Banks to start. I expect it to probably be the same team that played against Newport. If there is to be any changes, it would probably be a little bit of a surprise, to be honest with you, because Mark Hughes likes to keep his team consistent. I know he's managing Lee Angle's minutes and all that sort of stuff, so he might potentially not start Lee Angle. He might start Jake Young again on that left-hand side, and obviously up front, I've gone with Andy Cook. Scoring goals for fun at the moment. He potentially might have got that second goal against Newport if Chapman's shot didn't actually cross over the line, but I'm 99% sure it would go down as a Harry Chapman goal. If not, though, I thought Andy Cook's hold-up play was fairly decent as well, to be honest with you. He came off after about 77 minutes and was, came off to a standing ovation, which is rare for a player to not score a goal as a striker and still get a standing ovation, because of his work rate, his hold-up play. I think he's been fantastic, so I'd start Andy Cook. Potentially could maybe see Vidal Oliver starting, but I think it would be very harsh to drop Andy Cook. I know he might want to freshen things up from that point of view, but I'd personally go Andy Cook. On the bench then for me, that I'd leave Colin Doyle, Timmy Odesina, Levi Sutton, Alex Gilead, Scott Banks, Kian Harra and Vidal Oliver. We've got so many good options at the moment, and that's not including players like Osadibe, Walker and Aboisa, who are all currently out injured. That would mean the players who miss out would be Heath Richardson, Luke Hendry, Oscar Threlkeld, Liam Rideout, just because I don't really think there's a need to have him on the bench when you've got Critchlow who can play at left back and Sutton who can play at right back. Odesina can also play either of the 2 centre-half positions. I don't think you need another full-back to go on top of that, but like I said, I expect Liam Rideout to start. I expect Matty Fold to not make the matchday squad once again. This is just the team that I would go with if I was picking it. That would also leave out Jan Songo, Kian Scales, and obviously the 3 that I just mentioned, Osadibe, Walker and Aboisa. Now we're going to speak about my game week 4 League 2 score predictions. Let's get into it. Starting out then with Barrow versus Walsall, I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for Walsall. Colchester United versus Bradford City, I'm going to go with a 3-0 away win for Bradford City. Crawley Town versus Northampton Town, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Crewe Alexandra versus Sutton United, I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Crewe. Doncaster Rovers versus Stockport County, I'm going to go with a 2-0 away win for Stockport. Gillingham versus Harrogate, I'm going to go with a 1-0 home win for Gillingham. Grimsby Town versus Carlisle United, I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Grimsby. Hartlepool United versus Tranmere Rovers, I'm going to go with a 1-0 away win for Tranmere. Mansfield Town versus AFC Wimbledon, I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for the Stags. Newport County versus Salford City, I'm going to go with a 3-1 away win for Salford. Stevenage versus Rochdale, I'm actually going to back a 4-1 home win for Stevenage. It could potentially be Robbie Stockdale's last game in charge if that result is to finish like that. And then Swindon Town versus Leyton Orient, I'm going to go with a 2-0 away win for Orient. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on it. If you could try and hit 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell, and it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions as well as your starting 11 as well down in the comment section down below. Shout out to our current tier 2 channel member Dylan Broadhead and our current tier 3 channel member B Davies 211. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I shall see you all very soon for another video. Peace.